My wife and I were playing pool. You see, our marriage had grown stale, and we agreed to have a date night to address our marriage troubles. A young couple put their quarters on the billiard table rail and asked if they could join us in a friendly game of doubles.
Hey, can we join you in doubles?
And this couple was attractive. They lived together, I should mention, and in no time we were all of us engaged in harmless flirting. My wife and I seemed to come alive like we were starving for attention, and the thrill that I got watching my wife flirt was disconcerting. Between the time that had elapsed and our perception was a slight gap. The hours passed like minutes, and to our shock, the bar was closing.
Hey, we just bought a brand new hot tub. Why don't you come back to our place for a nightcap?
And naively we agreed to what our young friends were proposing. Let's take a momentary pause in the telling of our tale. Do you think they should continue or stop? Will they continue unabated, or will cooler heads prevail? Are these couples really going to swap? Are these couples really going to swap? We followed them back to their home, and once we had all inside gathered, we exchanged the typical pleasantries and we got the typical tour. And then he led us back to their hot tub, and the water was already lathered. He said, "Let me pour us some drinks. What is your liquor du jour?" He returned and he gleefully shouted,
Let's get into that hot tub and drink.
I said, "We didn't bring any swimsuits. Perhaps you might have two to spare." And they looked at me like I was joking, and he gave me a devilish wink. He said,
Nobody under age 80 gets into our hot tub unless they are bare.
Let's take a momentary pause in the telling of our tale. Do you think they should continue or stop? Will they continue unabated, or will cooler heads prevail? Are these couples really going to swap? Are these couples really going to swap? Now, my wife and I are conservative, and we're keenly aware of the dangers of drinking too much, and we normally know when we both ought to stop. But here we were on the verge of undressing in front of these virtual strangers, and it was slowly becoming apparent that this couple was eager to swap. Sometimes you commit to an action and you feel like you have to proceed, in spite of the voices you hear in your head that scream,
Fire only gets hotter.
I looked at my wife and she nervously smiled. I could tell we both agreed. Both of us quickly undressed and slipped into the depths of the roiling water. Let's take a momentary pause in the telling of our tale. Do you think they should continue or stop? Will they continue unabated, or will cooler heads prevail? Are these couples really going to swap? Are these couples really going to swap? So the four of us were naked beneath the froth and all the bubbles. And I broke the awkward silence with what I thought a pithy toast. To think this all got started with a friendly game of doubles, and just then my wife jumped up and screamed as if she'd seen a ghost.
Don't you dare touch me!
She cried, "I'm sorry, we have to stop now. Our marriage will not make it through this." He had tried to caress my wife's thigh, which for her was a bridge too far. I apologized to this couple and said, "We're just not the sort of people that do this." We gathered up our clothes, left the house, and went back to our car. And now we've come to what appears to be the ending of our tale. Should they have waited for the next shoe to drop? Will their marriage show improvement, or is it doomed to fail? Did they secretly desire to swap? Did they secretly desire to swap?